Hello everyone. As you can hear, that saw's running. I didn't take very many pulls. I read the instructions and done exactly how they say to start it, and it fired right up. Not very many pulls at all. Anyhow, I'm up here by this wood pile. I tried recording this already, and I don't know, for some reason I have the footage on my phone, and my GoPro, the battery's completely dead, won't take a charge. I gotta shock some power into the battery to get it to start charging, because it's completely dead. It's been sitting a while, so I'm gonna have to get that charged up and get my tripod set up and cut some wood so you guys can see me actually cutting. But I did cut some wood. I'm gonna go up here, I'm gonna shut this off so you can hear me get better. I'm gonna go up here and show you the wood I cut. Well everyone, I gotta be honest. I spent that $54.60 on that damn saw. I tell you what, I don't think I'd ever do that again once, but I'd do it twice. Man, I am impressed. I'm impressed on how well that saw cuts from right out of the box. You know, $54.60. I'll tell you what, one time when I was a kid, I'd gotten some magazine, and I don't even know where it was at. It might even been one that, I don't know, if it come in the mail or in school, or it was in the library at school or something, but on the back of a magazine there was a chainsaw that I wanted. And by golly, I think it was like $114 or something, and I begged my mom and my stepdad to buy me that saw because I just love cutting wood. And they said, well, we'll see, and I just bugged them and bugged them and bugged them. And I don't know, I was about 13, 14 years old, and they knew that I loved cutting wood. We always cut wood and had a wood stove in our basement, and I was the only one of us three older boys that liked going out and cutting wood and enjoyed it. Finally, my mom talked my stepdad into spending the $100 and something. Now, I don't know why they didn't have saws like this around when I was a kid for $50 something or even $70 on Temu. Temu wasn't around back then, but by golly, I wish they had been. I'd had myself a half dozen of them saws because I'd have been cutting firewood and selling it, and just to get a big collection of saws. You know, $54.60. The way this thing cut, I was really impressed. You know, I've had several saws in my day, and I tell you what, this $54 saw cut just as well as the $354 or the $1,000 saws that I've had. So anyhow, that being said, I got to get my GoPro charged up, get that battery. For some reason I ain't want to take a charge. I think it's completely dead, so I'm gonna have to shock it, put a jump start into it, so then the charger will actually charge the darn thing, kind of like you have to do with the power tools at once in a while. But anyhow, I'm gonna flip this camera around and show you this chunks of wood that I cut. And like I said, I'm gonna get my GoPro charging tonight, hopefully, and get that battery to take a charge. I'm gonna set my tripod up out here tomorrow and go cutting, and you guys can watch me cut. I'll get a recording of it. But I tell you what, that was one of the best $54 I've ever spent. I might get on there and see if I can't get a second one for the same price, just to have a backup. I can't believe how well it runs, you know, and so cheap. If you ever fell a tree down, it fell on the saw and smashed it, you know, you ain't out a whole lot, and you got a backup. So I might think about buying me a backup. I'll tell you what, I got a lot of trees to cut that my son took out. I got this pile here that I'm starting on, and then there's some piles up here in the pasture up behind me that he's got piled. I told him to pile as many of them trees as he can, and I got a lot more trees to take out up there so I can make that farm ground one of these days, which is work in progress, I guess. But anyhow, I'll flip this camera around, quit babbling, and show you this wood I cut. There's some chunks of wood, and you see this wood's still green. He just took it down last summer, a lot of moisture in it, so won't be able to burn it. Well, I ain't got a wood stove hooked up yet, but I'm gonna have one in that Morton building once I get concrete poured and stuff. But yeah, I cut that, goes right down through it, real easy. There's some chunks here. I got some of the small stuff over here, those limbs that were sticking out. I cut them up, a couple of them. I'm gonna keep my bar chain out of the dirt. I'll tell you, that'll dull a saw quicker than anything. But that saw, John, my friend John, if you're watching this, John, that chain, it's sharp. It buzzes right through that wood. So I should be able to do all this wood here without having to sharpen that chain, as long as I keep it out of the dirt. One good thing about this wood piled up like this, it's off the ground. All the rain we've gotten and the snow since my son pushed these trees out, most of the dirt's gotten rinsed off of it, you know. So that saw should stay sharp for a while. I get all this wood cut up and split, I'm gonna have a heck of a pile. Well, I'm gonna let you guys go. What are you looking for, Otis, huh? You looking for a rabbit? I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna take this saw back down to the house, and I got some other stuff I gotta get done today. So I'll see y'all later, and don't forget I love you. Bye.